Rick Tocchet addresses the media on his decision to bench JT Miller during last night's close third period, leaving us wondering why we haven't seen the same JT Miller lately. And an NHL Insider reports Thatcher Demko's return is imminent, which is exactly what the Canucks need right now. We're going to be breaking down all of that in this episode of Canucks Digest, but first make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon so you don't miss any updates surrounding the Canucks, whether it's trades, rumors, or just overall post-game stats. We're going to be covering all that on this channel, so stay tuned and don't miss a beat. But with that, let's hop into the first topic of the day, which is Tocchet addresses Miller benching. So in his post-game press conference after the loss to Nashville last night, he was asked why he benched Miller in the third period when it was a close game. He said, "I just went with the guys that I thought could get us back in the game." And when they were following up, asking if it was to do with JT Miller's injury that he's been dealing with since the preseason and training camp, he just said, nope. So we've seen this from Tocchet before, where when he's up at the podium and he's angry with the player's performance, he keeps it simple. He doesn't reveal too much, but he keeps it very brief. And within those small words, it says a lot. Clearly, he was not happy with JT Miller's performance last night, and the stats speak for itself. 0 shots, 0 points, 0 hits, 0 blocks, 11:40 time on ice. That is not what we're used to seeing with JT Miller. That is not the JT Miller that we've seen really at all on this Vancouver Canucks team. Yes, he is leading the team with the leading forwards in points with 16 points, but last season he had 103 points with 37 goals and 66 assists. So this hasn't been the same Miller where he's really taking over games like we've seen in the past, where he'll just go in, take command of the game and rally off a few goals, just like we've seen with Brock Boeser, which does beg the question that since Brock Boeser was injured in a game against the LA Kings, Miller has had multiple different line mates. He's now skating on a line with Pius Suter and Jonathan Lekkerimäki. He hasn't seen a dip in his point production with 5 points through those 6 games. However, tonight his coach thought there wasn't enough in his game to help the team come back, and he rode the bench for the final 14:40 of the third period, which is insane. I don't remember the last time that JT Miller maybe has ever had a bench time like that in a third period, especially on this Vancouver Canucks team. So it does beg the question, is the chemistry not working with these line mates? We've seen Jonathan Lekkerimäki been playing well. Suter on those third and fourth lines, he plays serviceably well. But without Brock Boeser there, that's like his co-pilot. We've seen how now that Dakota Joshua's back, Garland gets his co-pilot back. Now JT Miller needs his and Brock Boeser. Hopefully Boeser is back on the ice soon, because it seems like these guys can't function without the other, or at least JT Miller can't be the JT Miller that we're used to seeing without Brock Boeser. Yes, he's still putting up the production, he's still putting up the points, but they're not as impactful as they should be or as they usually are when it comes to JT Miller scoring or just creating opportunities, getting physical, going in between the whistles and playing the mental game within the game, where he's ruffling feathers with guys, he's chirping, he's giving a little extra poke here and there. That's the JT Miller we're used to seeing. We didn't see any of that last night against the Predators, and this was a game where we were battling the Predators all playoffs last season, and then we had this game just not go our way like that. Kiefer Sherwood had a good revenge game. Kevin Lankinen struggled a little bit, so I think that would have been nice to see Artur Shilovs get in there, because he played so well against Nashville last year, and it's not a former goalie that they know all of his tricks and all of his tips and tricks. But with JT Miller in specific, with last night, very uncharacteristic game from him. This is something we are not going to be hopefully seeing ever again with JT Miller. But again, we know that when Tocchet is not happy with a guy, he will punish them in some way, shape, or form. Hopefully this was his way of punishing JT Miller, so that we see JT Miller come out guns blazing in the next game. Hopefully he scores a goal or two, or just gets 2 points just to keep it going. Hopefully we get Brock Boeser back soon so he gets his line mate, but these young guys have still been stepping up. But what do you guys think down in the comments? What did you guys think of JT Miller's game last game, and especially in a game where Petey is starting to get back to the Petey we're used to seeing at the same time that Miller is taking a dip? So what do you guys think on that? Would love to hear what you guys have to say down in the comments. But that's going to take us to our second topic of the day, which is Demko return is imminent. So Darren Dreger was on the Sekeres and Price podcast talking about Thatcher Demko, saying we know that he's a full participant now with the Vancouver Canucks, and that bodes well. I mean, his expected return is imminent. I would say sooner rather than later. Again, I'm dodging the specific timeline because I don't think that the Canucks, have a specific date in mind, or at least one that they're willing to disclose at this point. The only indication I was given this morning is that he looks good and they'd like to see him get more reps to get fully up to NHL regular season game speed, but they like what they're seeing in practice, so it does feel like it's inside days now. And Dreger did go on to continue saying, so how many reps is a number of reps to get him up to full speed? That might be something that just has to be gauged practice by practice, day by day, skate by skate. You know, when Demko says, yeah, you know what, I'm ready, I feel like I'm good to go, and he passes the eye test from all involved in that decision making, then he'll be welcomed back. And man, isn't that going to feel like a mega trade for the Vancouver Canucks? I know we wanted to talk about defense, and you know what's being speculated and what might be available out there, but if you bring a piece like Thatcher Demko back into the equation, that's going to feel like a grand slam to Vancouver. And this is, Dreger said it best, where it's almost like a major trade when we get Demko back, because it's going to be such a big boost. He was a Vezina nominee last season. He was one of the reasons why we were so great last season and why we have just continued to be good since bringing Thatcher Demko onto this team. So not having him back is a big blow, and when we do get him back, it's going to be like getting, if you're a fantasy player in fantasy hockey, baseball, football, whatever, it's like when you get a player off the IR, you're so excited, just plug him into your lineup and just get you the points that you know that he can get you. That's what Vancouver is almost feeling like right now, and that's how fans are definitely feeling. I'm definitely feeling the same way, because Thatcher Demko being back on this team, yes, goaltending hasn't been a major problem, mostly defense has been our problem, like Dreger said even. But when you have Thatcher Demko back, it takes a little bit of onus off of those guys to have to pick up the slack. Not that either of the goalies have been slacking, but it puts a little less responsibility or onus on them, and it gives them time to kind of focus on just trying to attack the puck and create opportunities for the guys in the forward positions and not have to worry so much about the back end when you have a guy like Demko between the pipes. But since the Canucks have been without Demko since round one against the Nashville Predators, originally thought he was going to be good to go for the third round if they had made it, but he suffered a setback in his offseason recovery, which has delayed the start of the 2024-2025 season like we've seen. And it is a rare and unique injury that doctors really haven't seen much before in their lifetimes. It was a really hard thing to diagnose. And as well, after their game against the New York Rangers on Tuesday, the Canucks don't play again until Saturday in Ottawa before visiting the Boston Bruins on Tuesday, November 26th, which with such a spread out schedule will be interesting to see when Demko and the Canucks feel a return is appropriate, which has been practicing for a couple weeks now and would certainly be a welcome addition to the 9-5-3 Canucks. I definitely think we could use him back sooner rather than later. But again, Lankinen has been playing solid. Sheloves is getting a little bit of confidence, so we're not exactly hurting there. If anything, bringing Demko back is just to bring a little bit of stress relief off of our defense and not have to have them play so heavy in the back end and try and attack in the forward end, like I said. But what do you guys think down below? When do you guys think we're going to see Thatcher Demko back? When do you guys think we're going to see his return to the Vancouver Canucks? I know it's something that we've all been waiting for a very long time. And what do you guys think it'll do for this team? What game do you think he'll be back for? I like that we do have a spread out schedule, so it gives us a lot of opportunities to try and see how it goes. If we see him travel with the team, I think that's going to be a great sign, and see if he's going to be practicing a bit more. I think that'll be also optimistic towards that. But what do you guys think down in the comments? Love to hear what you guys have to say. Let's bring us into our final topic of the day, which is comment of the day. We see here from Callum McKenzie, we may have already found a treasure in Brandstrom. This was talking about our video we did with Marcus Pettersson and going after him. I know a lot of people were very divided on that. I know it does bring a lot of discussion around that. But again, this is a defensive core that is starting to show that they are hurting. But Brandstrom, unfortunately, has been a very bright spot in that. He scored to set up another goal last night, and he's coming off of a nice hot streak, so he is rolling. He's getting the ball rolling and proving to be probably our second best defenseman at this point, behind only Quinn Hughes. Filip Hronek still been slacking. Susie and Myers, they've been slacking. And whether it's Juleson, I know Forbert just went on IR. Hopefully he's going to be back soon and is fully healthy. But with Juleson and all the other guys and Vinny Desharnais, it is going to be tough to see how this Canucks defense can improve given with what they have and how these guys have been playing. But what do you guys think down in the comments? If it's not Marcus Pettersson, what defenseman would you like to see us go out and get? We'd love to hear what you guys have to say down in the comments. But that's going to do it for this episode of Canucks Digest. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of all the updates. That's going to do it for today's episode. I've been your host, Griffen. Take care.